Welcome back, Gamer Nation. Stephen Thomas here with another episode of FIFA 22, the Sir Francis Drake FC playthrough. Today is the recap episode and maybe some spicy changes for the Drakes. We're going to look at some of the leagues around the world and see who's moving up, who's moving down, and who has actually got some accolades. Now, the first thing I want to bring an attention to is this right here. I noticed that the goalkeeper of the tournament, which it's talking about the whole EFL championship, at the championship level, our very own Ryan Schofield is the goalkeeper. So a lot of you think that people are going to come after him. So we're kind of ready. I've made a whole list of things where I think we need to get ready for the upcoming season, and that includes listing about 6 people, and it includes bringing up 5 people who I think are ready. We'll wait till the season ticks over to do that, because sometimes if you bring them up early, then switch over to the new season, it causes some issues. We do need to find another defensive midfielder. We've also got to find another center back to just have bodies there. I didn't realize how weak we were on that defensive part. We were pretty stacked on wing backs and backs as a whole. On the outsides, for the center, we're in pretty bad shape. But let's go through and we'll check out, and we'll start at the Premier League, and actually we'll start at League 2 and work our way up. All right, so it looks like in League 2, Cheltenham Town, Bradford City, and Carlisle United all move up, and then Northampton, Crewe Alexandra, AFC Wimbledon, and Harrogate Down will battle it out for that first person. There was relegation. Sutton, Stevenage, and I think Swindon would be heading down. I don't remember if they do 3. I think only 2 maybe go on this level. So it's bad showing there. We'll move up to League 1. Looks like Blackpool and Luton Town going up. Then Rotherham United, Hull City, Bolton, and Portsmouth going to argue about who's going to join them. And what do we got here? Ooh, MK Dons, Gillingham, Port Vale, and Wigan Athletic moving down to League 2. So some interesting shuffle. And look at Salford City there, just surviving on goal difference. That is crazy. Obviously, in our very own league, Norwich, who had the winner of the Golden Boot, and Fulham are moving up. West Brom, Blackburn, Stoke City, and Coventry City will be battling them to move up to the Premier League. So congrats to them. We were on the outside looking in this year. We're hoping to change that next year with a youth intake. And then moving down is QPR, Ipswich, and Swansea. So Peterborough barely surviving. So interesting there. Let's go check out the Premier League and see who's moving there. All right, so Man City wins on goal difference over Manchester United. Wow. And look, it was really close up top. Liverpool, Chelsea, and Leicester City there. And you can see the rest of it moving down. Now, who's coming down to join us? Burnley, AFC Bournemouth, and Watford. So some interesting teams will be taking on next year. They didn't fare very well. 4 wins. Wow, there was 4 teams with 4 wins. Yeah, that just doesn't cut it. Newcastle somehow just barely surviving. All right, looking over in France, League 1, PSG taking the title there. Seems like that's never a surprise. I wonder how a playthrough in the French league would work. That's interesting. We'll move on down through here. This is Bundesliga 2. I didn't mean to do that. We'll go to the Bundesliga, and it looks like, Dortmund taking that one on goal difference. So again, over Hoffenheim. Bayern Munich finishing 3rd. So a very close race of those 3 teams, especially those top 2. That is kind of crazy. Inter Milan will take the title in Serie A. See there, the top. Who comes through? What we got? I know, what is it? Juventus, Lazio, Roma, and Atalanta are not real teams in this game. So I think the Calcios are them. Yeah, Atalanta's the Bergamo Calcio, and Juventus is the Piemonte. So Latium, I think, is Roma. Well, no, there's Roma FC. No, it's AS Roma. My bad. I don't pay attention that much to the Italian league. It's hard for me to pick up anything on that. Real Madrid wins La Liga over Atletico de Madrid. Barcelona and Sevilla. coming up behind them. Very interesting tables this year. Just everything's always so close. And of course, Major League Soccer, who's only played 4 games. We got Seattle in the lead there, then New York City. Very interesting. I wish they had like the league below MLS, which we don't have promotion and relegation. I really wish they did, because the team, actually the city I live in, is getting a new soccer team, and over another city already has one that should be up there instead of the FC Cincinnati, but they went by population size instead. But it is what it is. All right, so let's take a look at in our championship league. Where did everybody finish out? McLean of Norwich City, that's who I was talking about. 20 goals in 41 matches. Scrolling down there, you'll see Cornick finished 9th, 16 goals in 44 matches. He did turn it on toward the end of the year, and we kind of needed that. Norwich had a couple, oh my God, they had a couple of guys that was on there on the list. Cornick is the only one we had. We probably need to have another goal scorer. Assist, Bravo, Pablo Bravo, 11 assists. Look at that. I didn't realize that he was so far up the list. That is kind of amazing, and that is our only person. So yeah, we got to get some other playmakers as well, I guess, if we're going to do this. Clean sheet, obviously Schofield, 21 of them in 45 matches. I've got a feeling that he may be, I think somebody in the Premier League is going to come for him, and I think if they hit around 15 million or so, we're going to have to sell him. I hate to say that, but I think we'd have to take a step back on our goalkeeper, take the money, and we've got 2 great youth prospects. Yellow cards. We had a few of those this year, but none that should be on the top of the list, I don't think. No, it doesn't look like that. And then red cards are so very rare, and I don't think we got any of those. So that'll work. Actually, just looking at us as a whole, Shaden Morris had the most yellow cards with 2. Watkins, Henney, and Almeida. Lamb had 1 as well, and no red cards for us. Harry Cornick had the highest average. That makes sense. But yeah, looking at, well, we got Edson Fernandez, who, wow, you know, looking at that, having Edson Fernandez up there very high, that's actually going to help out a lot. So we got our Cam, who is a support for, you know, our striker, and then our winger. And then Shaden Morris is down here with 1 as well, and we kind of moved him around. So Shaden Morris is one of those I got to think about what we're going to do on the depth chart, because I've been looking. With Vandermeer and Timmerman. Timmerman is probably going to be the future starting left wing, but I think we keep Morris for a while. And then we've also got Boss, who will be coming up. I may actually list Koch. He's on my maybe list. Then we got Morris at left. We'll have Timmerman to back him up. And then Fernandez on the right. And then we would have Boss, who could play left wing and right wing as well. And that would kind of give us some depth at that position. So yeah, looking at these stats, that's kind of just what I was thinking. Very, very interesting on that. All right, so at this point, what I think I'm going to do is some of the players that I want to sell, I'm going to go ahead and list them. Now, a couple of them I got to wait. Noradahl, we have him out on loan. I'm going to have to wait till he comes back. But looking at our youth and who else I'm going to list right now is, as much as I love Adams, we don't have room for him. And I'm going to list him, and then we'll have Timmerman, who is already 63, better than him, who can come up. So I'll list Adams, and I'm going to bring up, and I'll go over here to the youth just to show you all. And I know this agrees with some of you all and what you've written, and some of them you haven't. But I'm going to bring up Borzinko, and I'm going to sell him because he's not necessary. I'm going to bring up Edwards, sell him because he's not necessary. And then this Boer keeper, I'm going to bring him up. Maybe. I don't know if he will sell. I may just release him, but I may try. But we'll go from there. All right, so I'm going to fast forward a couple weeks and see if anything pops up, and we'll get ready to flip over the season, and then we'll go from there. All right, it didn't take about 3 days, and 3 of the players I wanted to call up, Alonso, Van Veen, and Boss, are unsettled, so we have to bring them up. I was going to anyway, so that just kind of, I'm worried about bringing them up at this point, but we're going to have to. And we've already got an order for Borzingo. They do want to trade a player, so I will probably negotiate and see if we can get this. But I'm going to pull up the other guys, and then we'll go jump in with them. Playing hardball with this. Let's see. They're at 890 for him. I would love to just get a cool million. Let's see what they say to that. 890. Not going to do it. I think he's worth more than that. Let's try 990. It's $100,000. They'll do it. All right. Whatever, that works. Got rid of a player we didn't need to worry about. Well, it seems to be our lucky day. That other goalkeeper bowler we pulled up, they're already offering over $500,000 for him. I'll see if I can go up just a little bit, just to see how high they'll go. 520. Let's go 650. Let's see what they say. 620. I'll take it. That's fine. That's fine. All right, so just a little update on the youth scouting report. Our youth squad is very small now, and I kind of like it this way, so we can keep a better eye on who we've got. Now, Timmerman here, I'll be bringing up at some point, and Voyevrov, I'll be bringing him up once he gets of age. So he's not quite there yet, but I'm sure when the season changes over, he'll probably be 16 and we can call him up and he'll be good to go. Obviously, either Schinkel or Ehrman are going to be our new goalkeeper following the Schofield. They may be coming in. I'm planning on bringing them up after the season changes and loaning them out so they can get some quality time. I mean, both of them have potentials from 80 to 94 to 73 to 94. So I want to get them out and get them. And if something happens to our starting keeper, we'll pull one back. We'll just have to take the fine on that. Other than that, the only other person I think on the squad that may not come up and be part of the team is this Rizzy. But I don't think we don't have to sell him now. We can always sell him later on. So that's just kind of an update. I've also recalled one of the scouts. I'm going to try to fire them and hire a really good scout for the youth academy. And we'll see how that goes, because the 2 newest ones we hired were 3 or 4 stars. The one I'm bringing back, he has a 2-star in his one of the judgment areas, and we just need something better now to move up. All right, we hired a much better scout. We've got Sebastian Wilkinson here. He's from England, 4-star experience, 4-star judgment. So we've got 2 with 4-star judgment. That's really good. And then Gabriel Oliver. One of the things, you all have given me 2 countries to add to our list. Let me find my list here. I had posted it on the last video, I believe. And 2 of the ones you all want to go to is Ecuador and England. And I find that funny because I tried to go everywhere but England. So I think since Sebastian Wilkinson is from England, I'm going to send him there. Then the next scout that gets up, we're going to send him to Ecuador, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and just send him to England. Now, one of the other things I want to check, I don't think we went to England yet. We'll send him for 3 months. Is we did some research, or I didn't do some research. Somebody on Reddit, and you all know you can find anything you need on Reddit. I'm trying to look around my camera here to find my sheet. And the way that it rolls out is you've actually got to search for different things to get what you want. And it's really sad because I guess just the way that it works is to do defensive minded, you only get like if you do defensive minded, you only get CDMs 30% of the time, and the rest of the time it gives you like wingers and stuff. It's really weird. But I do want to look for CBs, and it says the best way to do that is to look for playmakers, which is weird. So I guess that's what we'll do is we'll look for playmakers in England, and hopefully we can get what we want. So that's what I'm going to go with. All right, we're off. Well, this is a real interesting offer we've got here. For Messina, we are being offered $1.9 million for him. His value at age 17 is 64 or 6. He was worth 600K, and his level is 600 or 64. But he is nowhere near the value of Van Veen or Bravo. I think I'll just try to get a little bit more money out of this and be done. Because if they're going to throw this much money at him, I'm fine with it. They'll go 2.4 million. Oh my Lord, that is nice. All right, speaking of monthly scouting reports, we've also got those in here. Oh, a 78 to 94 potential. Another goalkeeper. Okay, these goalkeepers don't look like they're high value. Tony Jung here, 675. We'll definitely sign him on. We've got a large assortment of German goalkeepers right now that are very, very good. So we'll add him to the list of Schinkel and Ederman. All right, jumping over and looking at Colombia. It doesn't look like much on this one. Yeah, it's a very low value here. Colombia striking out for us. Let's jump over here and check out Jung. He is 55 overall. So yeah, I think all three of them I'll bring up and we'll loan them out during the period. That's some, he actually is worth more than Ederman. I would say Schinkel is going to be our next keeper, and then Jung here will probably be the backup, and then we could probably sell Ederman. So that is interesting. Or, we'll just have to see how it goes. We'll have to see how it goes. Ederman does have the trait. He's cautious with crosses, so that does worry me a little bit, but we'll have to see. All right, we've made it to the end of the season. It's time to click over. We're going to go into the 2024-2025 seasons, year 4 of the Drakes. And immediately when we flip over, I'm going to bring up the 3 keepers, list them for loan, and see what else we can do. So let's go ahead and do this. It's going to give us, yeah, they like me. They're going to keep me. Okay, well, that's good to know. I appreciate that. I'm sure we're going to have some terrible objectives because evidently when you get a few years in, they give you weird objectives to knock out. But we'll see what happens. We've built a good solid team. We're creeping into the 70s as an average for our squad. I do think we can battle for promotion this year. All right, so on the kit, crest, and stadium, the stadium is staying the same. Our crest is staying the same. I am keeping our away kits exactly the same as they were last year. We didn't wear them that much, and I really like them. For the home kits, I've just changed them barely. Now, the one thing I wish I could have changed was the shorts being a different color. I'm not really decided on this. I don't know. I like this too. I like that. But there's so many just generic. We had these last year, they were green up top. So they did have 2 different colors. But for some reason, on a lot of them, the shorts are the same color as they were. But yeah, I think we'll go with the basic green for our home kits with the blue numbering. I kind of like that. It's plain and it's simple, and then we could jazz it up on the way. So that's how we're going to start. Let's move on. We did enter the International Cup. I'll probably do just what I did last year and simulate most of these. You could see the teams we're going against. A lot of you probably know them a little bit more than I do, but we'll see what happens. I'm just going to move people around and hopefully get some legs behind them. So I was going through here, and we're getting ready to lose our loan players and stuff, and I was re-signing contracts. You know, I just go on here, and I'm like, okay, let's Weishihao, I may sign him because I think if they got a year left, you can't really sell him or anything. So I may sign him for like another year just to do that. Leonard, I'm probably going to let go. Lamb, I tried once again to re-sign him, and he doesn't want any more time. So he may be getting ready to retire. I went to sign James Jago, and it wouldn't even give me the option. And I'm like, well, that's strange. I wonder why. And then I flipped it back to status. James Jago, at the age of 32, will be retiring at the end of the year. We definitely got to find a couple of CDMs to bring onto the team. We're probably needing to find 2 of those and a couple of center backs because we're losing one of the anchors of our defense. All right, so we got a message from the board. They've increased our transfer budget. It says we have 13.5 million, but I feel like that's a decrease. I felt like I built up a larger budget. Okay, so yeah, it says here our transfer budget is 18.5. So that's interesting. We had all of our players depart. We do got some wiggle room. We are right now, our starting squad looks like this. Morris at left, Cornick is our striker. Edson Fernandez on the right wing. Bravo, the newcomer Alonso alongside Jego. We've got Komotio, and right now Edwards is filling in there, but that's because Lamb is on international duty. And then we got Henney and Watkins. We've got Belanesis today in the European Cup. I'm going to simulate that. I'm not expecting anything. We do need another center back and another CDM just to give us people that can come in. We do have Almeida. A lot of people was like, oh yeah, get rid of Almeida. But I think right now we have to keep him because that's going to be iffy. But yeah, Lamb's on international duty. Sheehow's still out. We've got a lot of these subs down here are goalkeepers. Keep that in mind. So yeah, Almeida cannot play. Edwards, we've moved over from right back. I don't think Ibrahim can play center back. Oh, we can. Okay. We may just do that then. All right, a quick simmed, and we did come out in a draw at 2-2. Cornick with a brace, and Salza with a brace for them. So not bad at all. Looks like Van Veen played pretty good. Cornick a 9-1. We'll take that. Like I said, I don't expect to advance in these. We're just trying to get the legs built up a little bit and see how the team plays. I do think I'm going to go dabble in the transfer market. There's a couple players we mentioned before that I'm going to try to get from teams that went down. So we'll just see what happens. All right, second matchup of the International Cup we're in. I'm going to mess with the lineup a little bit, put some different people in there. Like I said, I'm not wanting to win this. In the meantime, we did have an offer for Almeida, but I just cannot get rid of him right now. A lot of the players that I had talked to you all about from the teams that were relegated, they're still under contract. So if we were going to go after them, we would have to spend half or more of our budget. And I'm just not willing to do that right now. There are a number of free agents that I'm scouting right now, and I think we can kind of delay that decision until the end. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. That's why I'm going to sub people in and out just to get different people in here and see what happens. I'm going to team management, and then I'll meet you when we sim this. Oh, we pulled out a win on that one. Look at that. Oh, our youngster boss scoring, and Ribeiro, which we knew Ribeiro could score. I'm actually very shocked by that. Let's see how the ratings look. 8-7 for Boss, 8-6 for Vero. Kosh, 7-3. Van Veen getting his start, 6-8. And I put Schinkel in as goal, and he only allows one. Very good. All right, I like this. All right, so here's what I was talking about. I added some players to my short list and in the transfer hub, and immediately interest in Kabongo. It's been brought to my attention that Ben Kabongo has been approached by Genoa. Swansea have received an offer for $21.4 million for their player. It goes without saying that if you need that quick. So as soon as you put somebody on there, the computer immediately makes a deal for them. That's why I just kind of keep notes on my own. We can't afford him, so he was one of the ones from the Premier League that got brought down to our level. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get him. All right, you scout report in for Germany goalkeepers again, and there's two on here. Oh my God, Germany is just loaded with goalkeepers. Okay, this guy's not worth, but this 68 to 94 and 70 to 94. We'll start with 875K. And what's Friedrich? 350. I'll let him go. I'm going to sign Raphael Lang, and now he is the most valuable, and he's 6'6". Oh my God. All right, so we brought Lang in. He is 6'6", 58 overall. I'm updating my stuff here. So that means now we've got Raphael Lang valued at 875. We have the Schinkel at 775. Ehrman and Jung 550 and 675. So I may just loan them all out. Lang, I think I'm going to call him up now. Actually, no. I'm going to wait and see what happens to the other ones. But he is 17, so he's going to get anxious real quick. So I may I'm going to bring him up and put him on the loan list. All right, I think we need to tie this one at least to make our way through, and if not, we don't. But kind of back to our normal lineup, I did put some other players in there. I've not called up other players like Voyabrov. I've not brought him up yet. I was waiting to see what happens in this preseason tournament. So let's go ahead and play this one. We're going to sim it, see what happens. And we got demolished 3-0. Obing and Romato. So not a good outing for our players. Schofield getting hit on bad. All right, we didn't make it out of the tournament, which is not a big deal. Let's check out. Does not look like Colombia is being very nice to us here. Some very low valued players. There's Jesus. He's not even valued that high. My Hardy is, but not on this game. All right, let's look at our calendar. So we're going to train the rest of this month and then look for some other players and see what I could put together. I am definitely looking on the transfer hub. I've put some players here. Yeah, Ben Kabongo, we're not going to be able to afford him. I'm going to rent him. I put Kent, Kelly, Atkinson, and Williams on here. 7 to 10 for him. Bristol City actually dropped down to us, so I don't know why I looked at them. Atkinson, maybe. I think AFC Bournemouth was the same way. We just can't afford those weekly wages. 35K there, 28 there, 32 there. Yeah, Kent, though, he's from Peterborough. We could afford him. Last case, I'd want to deal with them because they're in our division. I don't know if he would be interested in a lateral move, but that would give us another football again, center back, excuse me. The other thing we got to keep in mind, and I'm going to have to make this decision as we go, is I'm looking at free agents, and there's a lot. So I'm waiting for those, and I don't know who's listed for loan at this point. Not a lot, it looks like. We can always try to get Josh Brooking again if needed, but I'm going to wait on that. We don't got a game for a couple weeks, so let's just let it go. Let's let the cards go where they may. And we'll do some training and we'll see what happens. And I'll update you all if something amazing pops up. All right. So we've got a big offer. It's not the Premier League, but it is the Bundesliga. TSG Hoffenheim has given an initial offer of 14.7 for Schofield. Now it says his market value is 18.4 to 26.9. I'm going to go into this and I'm going to put like 25 million and see what happens. 25.5. They'll do 14.7. No, I'm not. I don't want no sell on. No, this is straight up. I want money. If we're going to sell him, we've billed him 25 million. 21.9. I'm going to try 23. I hate to lose him. Let's see what they do. Oh my God, we just sold him for $23 million. That means Raphael Lang, the 6'6", is goalkeeper. If Schofield agrees, is going to be our new person. But some of you were saying no less than 15 million. We just made 23 off of him if the deal goes through. My heart just skipped the beat. I don't like this is too much pressure. Well, it is official. Ryan Schofield has agreed and leaving us. $23 million. We get 17 of that into our transfer budget. I guess the future of goalkeepers now. But that little triangle of defense back there with our two center backs and our goalkeeper, we've got to do something quickly on that. All right, we're going to send our second scout who's ready to go to Ecuador. And let's look for, let me find my little cheat sheet here of research. We still need to work for our back lines. Honestly, I think I'm just going to do playmakers again. I think that that's the best chance to find things. So we're in England, Ecuador, and Colombia. Colombia, I can't wait to get out of there. And then we'll try to jump someplace else. I don't think we've done France yet either. All right, we're getting ready to flip over into August, which is when everything gets really going. We've got our first scouting report from our newest scout, Sebastian Wilkinson, out of England. So let's see if he's brought us anybody good. You all have really asked for England. We got a couple potentials going up to 88. 220, just not the caliber of player we really need to get right now. These values are very low. I hate that this game is to this point where you just look for their value and go, I get it. I understand, but it's just not good enough. Let's take a look at the calendar just to see where we're at. This is probably going to be an extremely long episode, which that's fine. It's the recap one. Oh my God, we start league play against Cardiff in a few days. I did find a CDM that I may sign, but as for cornerbacks, we could be in trouble for a while until some of our transfers go through. We got a humongous transfer budget. Because the people that's here, besides this Kent guy, I just don't know who we bring in. I'm not going to spend 14 million for some of these guys right now. It's just, Atkinson is not bad, but he's 26. Kent's 28. Williams at CDM, his values went up here. Yeah, I don't think we can afford anything from Bristol City, really. All right, so here's what I found. Pablo Carvajal. He's 19. He's 70 overall. He's 6'4". That would immediately make him 5 better than Comotillo. And he's much younger, and that height is just really good. He's also got great jumping, great strength. His heading accuracy is 65, but he has amazing defensive awareness, and his standing tackle is superior. He is a Spaniard. I really think we may bring him in, and then that frees us up spending some money on a CDM before the season starts. Also notice he's a one-club player. That's interesting. So if we get him, we may be able to keep him. Though he is a free agent, so I wonder if that's a truth. All right, we had a lot to talk about. His role at the club, I'm going to say important. Okay, they're fine. He wants a 5-year contract. I'm going to go, let's go 4 years. No release clause. That's fine. He wants, wow, that's a very low wage that, how about we give him a little bit more wage? I'll give him 5. And then we'll tick this down. Let's give him about 15,000. Let's see if he'll take that. 23.5. You know what? That's fine. All right, we got another center back. He's tall. Hopefully he can fill the role for us until we get somebody else developed in the youth league. All right, so the way our starting squad looks now is Morris at left, Kornick as our striker, Fernandez as our right wing. We got Pablo Bravo. We got our newcomer Alonso. I think he's going to grow real quick. I think it won't take long for him to be in the 70s. Jego in his final season as our CDMs. Henny over here starting right now until we bring Voyebrov up when he gets older, which I still think Henny will start this season. And then on the other side, we're going to have Watkins who starts, and then his backup is going to be this Ibrahim who is growing as well. They're both almost worth $1 million, so I think we're pretty set in that. We'll probably run into a little bit of an issue. We've also got our newly signed Carvajal and then Lamb. So that does give us a better mid here. We've got a pretty team. I mean, our ends, our backs, our left and right back are going to grow this season. I think they'll get to the 70s. I think we got a good team. Alonso is worth way too much not to grow. He's worth 1.3, so I'm pretty sure he's going to step up. And then we just got to work on the bench. You know, we got Boss on the bench. That's going to be good. And then gonna have to figure out what to do. We got Timmerman, who I think I brought up. Yeah, Timmerman is another big player who we'll have. And then we've got Shihao, we got Adam. We got a lot of people on the bench who can play. Some of them I'm trying to sell off, but we are pretty deep if needed. Van Veen is going to be the new. Oh, why is Leonard here? Let's bring Timmerman on the bench, maybe, or if we need another defensive person. We got 2 right wings. Kosh, I'm trying to sell, but he can play left and right wing. Boss can come in as Cam if Van Veen cannot. So I'm very excited with the way the team looks. Comotillo, we already know he's a solid sub. We may have to loan a CDM, but I'm going to wait for some scouting reports to come in for that. All right, that brings us to the start of our playing season. You've seen the new team. You've seen the deals we've done. Lots of questions on the defensive side that we're going to have to worry about. We've got Cardiff City away, and then we'll have Reading at home, and then Luton Town at home, and then we go away, and I think that's Birmingham City. So 4 interesting games to start the month of August. The window is still open. We'll have to see what happens. So you all have to let me know what you think of my transfers, what you think of the team. I know a lot of you are probably going to be upset at me, but this is our team going forward. I'm excited about it. I'm interested in the questions. Like I said, I think we're going to have a lot of growth this year, and hopefully we got a few bit more moves in us. Financially, we've already made a profit of $30 million. And our transfer budget is almost $40 million. Also, I needed to check the board expectations, and some of these are still running from last year. Sign 2 players in your youth academy to the defender position. We'll be able to do one of those when Voyebrov gets old enough. And then I think, yeah, that long-term goal is going to be done, and that's our high one. So youth development high, that's going to be great. Brand exposure, it wants 10 clean sheets. That could be iffy depending on how our new keeper Lang does. And sign 1 player from a different nationality. We've already done that. Cool. That's why I'm already back up to 90. And make a $17.7 million profit from youth player sales within 2 seasons. We're almost halfway. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that one. They just want us to finish mid-table this year. and reached the round of 16 in the FA Cup. I'm shocked by that. And then no continental success. So we're well on our way. The board, I guess, is happy with us. They're giving us some decent goals. Let me know what you all think about the goals. Again, let me know what you all think about the team. I'm interested to see how long this video is going to be when I edit it down, because I've been sitting here for about 4 hours recording. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoy the series. Let me know that by hitting that like button down below. If you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching. God bless. And don't forget to make good decisions. A special thanks to these June Patreon supporters. If they were Skittles, they'd come in a rainbow of fruit flavors. Eccentric, Zachary McKinley, Nicholas Absher, Azur Rain, James Matisse, The Least Expected, Kiana Handy, and Party Commissar.